Welcome back to Top 5 Best. Thanks for stopping by. If you haven't already, please subscribe. We promise to keep you entertained. Sit down and prepare a box of tissues. This one gets pretty emotional. No parent wants a child who needs constant medical attention. Unfortunately, for so many parents, this is a daily reality. Sarah and Dan Langlois have a son who suffers from spina bifida. For those who don't know, spina bifida is a neural tube defect where the spinal cord and spine don't develop properly. He also has paraplegia, which means he is at risk of getting other medical issues, such as bladder and kidney illnesses. On top of the child in question, Gabriel, the Langloises have 3 other children, Hannah, Elisa, and Tyler. In his 8 years of life, Gabriel has gone through over 20 surgeries in the Children's of Wisconsin Hospital located in Milwaukee. He's been in and out of the hospital all of his life. As you can imagine, the parents are going through a lot of emotional roller coasters, having to provide comfort for their child, being happy after every successful surgery, making decisions based on their doctor's reports, processing the information about their child. It can be a handful. Understandably, the parents have reflected these feelings on several occasions. One day, Dan decided to grab a pen and paper and draft a letter to the hospital, where his son was being treated. The letter was so touching that the hospital staff shared it on their Facebook. Dan describes he was feeling guilty the last time he left the hospital with his child, hence why he left the letter. The first sentence stated, "I have loved these doors and also hated them." Later on in the letter, he continues to describe how he loves the doors, and when he walked through them to meet his son for the first time, and how he hated them when he walked through them throughout the next 20 surgeries. He continues by saying, "I hated the doors for the 180-plus mile trip just for a 10-minute checkup. I love them again after being informed that admittance or surgery was not necessary." Throughout the letter, Dan continued to explain his intentions. He started by describing how the other day, while walking out of the hospital doors, he felt a different feeling of guilt. He doesn't know where it came from, but he realized he needed to apologize. He apologized to all those who felt the effects of walking through those hospital doors. "I am sorry to any parent who has walked in with their kid but left empty-handed. I am also sorry for any parent and child who has walked through those doors with a diagnosis, being aware that walking back through the same doors would be futile." The letter continued to say, "I am sorry to all custodians, caregivers, and advocates that have had to clean up a room after the previous occupant died. I am sorry to every social service team or security that has ever escorted grieving parents out of those doors." The end of the letter read, "I can't imagine what all those people have been through, and I hope I never will. Until then, I will love these doors." There was an outpour of stories from guardians, parents, and relatives who could relate to the letter. Some shared their triumph stories. Others were still grieving and healing from the battles they had lost. Some still fighting on, keeping a positive mind and hoping for the best. Other parents found solace, knowing they were not alone in their experiences. Everyone who shared their story was met with a ton of support, and those who hadn't experienced it were humbled by the outpour of stories shared. The Children's Hospital was grateful for the overwhelming responses it got from the letter they shared. The staff were grateful for the sense of support and community that the letter brought. Dan's message is a constant reminder for us to be thankful, as our circumstances could always be worse.